Welcome to the GCNTech show.
Oh, we have got loads of good stuff coming up this week. We have got carbon threaded bottom brackets, Speedy Boy chain rings, carbon aero covers for your disc brakes.
I want those.
We've got budget bikes and world tour, triathletes, and Matthew van der Poel has a Lamborghini. Say what?
I want a Lamborghini. Plus, after visiting the wind tunnel, we're also discussing the implications of aero when you're racing gravel and trendy bar bags. How much slower do they make you?
Surely very slow.
Yeah.
We're going to find out.
So this week we're discussing how to be faster on gravel, in particular, like trendy bar bags and bag placement.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we visited the Silverstone wind tunnel a few weeks back, I had time to test some other things quickly at the end of the day before the time ran out. And so one of the things I did was look at gravel bike in the wind tunnel and also, the placement of various bags.
Yeah, so in that instance, trendy bar bags, what are we talking? How much slower are these things making you? Or are they maybe even faster? You tell me.
Well, quite a bit slower. By, I would say, a lot.
Okay.
Or not that much, depending on your perspective. You know, so I'll go through what it was.
Hit us with some stats.
Right.
Go on,
so we did a baseline run on the gravel bike. So we got a baseline CDA, which was a Canyon Grail, and we were doing this at 30 kilometers an hour because that's far more representative of gravel speeds, even gravel racing speeds. You know, when people do Unbound, like Connor's going to be doing.
I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah. The winners are like sort of doing around 32 kilometers an hour average. So it's not super fast on gravel. Anyway, the baseline CDA of the Canyon Grail, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll tell me.
0.41515.
Oh, fantastic.
Which is quite a lot more than the Canyon Aeroed CDA we had in the same position on the drops, which was 0.29. Although a big difference here is the geometry. Right, because the Canyon Aero is obviously a lot lower. So the overwhelming takeaway from this is that body position is the dominant thing.
Yeah.
You know, as we always say, the body matters way more than the bike.
Yeah.
And so on the Canyon Grail, the geometry of it is a lot more upright. So if you got into a lower aero position on it.
So you can optimise your gravel bike purely by riding a more aero position with your body.
Yeah, that's the main
thing. Is, right, I don't speak all this bike nerd language like you. All these CDA numbers, 0.47, whatever it was you said, what does that actually mean? Give us some sort of what sort of numbers that relate to real life.
Sure, no worries. So, I've done some calculations based upon Unbound because Connor's going to be riding it.
Yeah, so we can make it relatable to Connor.
And he needs all the help he can get.
Yeah, he does.
So, if you're unfamiliar, Unbound is a mental 200-mile plus gravel ride in America.
Yeah.
And it's really popular. Now, Connor's actually doing it for GCN Plus, so if you're not subscribed, if you want to watch that,
So that'll be a documentary about
it. Yeah, it will be. Anyway, if Connor averaged sort of 230 watts...
which is probably achievable for a long event, but still tough.
That would be really tough because it's 230 watts with you going off that CDA that we had in the tunnel. That's going to take him around 11 hours and 7 minutes. It's a long time to average, but Connor's a big boy.
Yeah, he's strong.
Anyway, if we keep everything the same, then adding Connor's bar, and Connor loves bar bags. If we add a bar bag on, it's going to make him less aero.
I saw a picture on Instagram this morning. He had a bar bag on. People were loving it. He was loving it as well.
So there's a slight weight penalty too.
Yeah.
For those of you who are typing that into the comment section, you're correct. But the impact of the weight penalty of the bar bag is minimal. It's a very flat event.
Yeah.
And aero is where the measurable difference is. But it's only marginal. So on the Grail, it came out as about 2.5 minutes on Unbound. You'd be 2.5 minutes slower with a bar bag on the front.
Really?
It's not much, is it?
Over that whole event? No, it's not much at all.
No, but...
I was expecting it to be more than that. All right.
Well, so this is the thing. On the Canyon Grail, because it has that sort of quite unique hover bar, double handlebar thing going on.
Double decker. Yeah.
I think that is actually a sort of better bike to have a bar bag on because you've already got that double bar thing going on.
Yeah.
Because I have actually looked at this in the past and I have actually it was a much bigger penalty. So you'd be looking at more in the realm of about 8 minutes to maybe even 10 minutes slower over Unbound.
It's quite a long time.
Yeah, if you had a sort of faster cockpit to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's something that's also backed up by when you put your race number on the front of your bike too.
Oh, like in Grand Fondos and Sporties.
Yeah, so we tested this before as well, and that thing of when you put the flat race number on as they give it you, it basically destroys your aero cockpit advantage.
That really pains me, right? Because so many people have got like really mega nice bikes, optimized everything, like all of the same bikes Tour de France riders be using.
Yeah.
Then they have to stick a number on the front.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
Well, we've tested this before, and a massive. We actually found that we could make the bike slightly more aero on an aero bike when we actually folded the number around the head tube. And then the other thing you can do is sometimes just put the number flat side on the side of the sort of front triangle of the bike next to the head tube. That's another way. Or you can put it on your seat pin. Yeah. Facing backwards, like
I've seen that before. We better start telling Connor all of this stuff.
Yeah, because that's huge. So, with if he puts the number on wrong on the front of his bike. The only thing is, his race organisers often don't like this if you're damaging the timing chip or anyway, everyone knows who Connor is. You don't need a number to identify Connor, do you?
No, that's true. I'll tell you a bike
see him a mile away.
I'll tell you a bike where you won't often see a bar bag on the front, time trial bike.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see you riding around. Although if you had a bar bag on a time trial bike, you'd turn it 90 degrees, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So the bar bag penalty is going to be far more. On at higher speed.
Okay, so that makes perfect sense.
And like you say, no one would, in their right mind, ever put a bar bag on a time trial bike. That's Alistair Brownlee, that. Triathletes. It's a law unto themselves, aren't
they? Anyhow, that sort of 2-minute marker might be worth it in terms of like losing some time, because if you've got like a functional way of storing all of your snacks and stuff like that, big event like Unbound,
need loads of carbs.
Loads of carbs. You're going to need easy access to it. So then in that instance, it
could make you faster.
Yeah, it kind of like seems like a good penalty if there is such a thing.
Well, we did. So I'm not disputing the fact that you need to carry loads of fuel and carbs.
No,
but what I am disputing is that the optimum place. So we did also test having a big sort of bike packing style seat pack on the back of the bike, which is a massive like bulk. Yeah. And you think surely a bike's going to be slower with that on.
Yeah.
Faster. Now, we're not the only people who've found this. There's several people who've tested this out there, and they found the same result. And this isn't an aero-optimized big seat pack. It's a
big chunky boy.
Big standard like to peak thing that you put your sleeping bag in.
So it's just the placement of it is what is crucial.
Yeah. Now, we actually found that dropped our drag coefficient at 30 kilometres an hour, so much so that we'd be 3.5 minutes quicker. Or Connor would be 3.5 minutes quicker at Unbound if you had a big seat pack on.
That's crazy.
Yes. Mental, even with some added weight. Now, the crazy thing here is what you can guess it's doing is creating a fairing on the back of the bike in a place where you would want a fairing.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
The way to think about it is if you look at like a motorbike, like a super bike, they often have this kind of like fairing designed onto the back of the seat that then forms a continuation of the rider's legs and back and bum into this like point, like a sort of wasp's tail. You see that on.
I've seen the same, because some like the motorbike leathers that you would use for racing, they've got those big like humps on the back, which are designed to like smooth the transition. From the motorbike helmet, there's like a small gap from the helmet, then there's that hump on the back, and then it goes into that tail sort of fin section. Yeah, so
that's really cool. I think this is really, really interesting because it means, well, maybe we should do a video where we try and create some kind of fairing to go on the back of a cyclist, like to make them faster. Have like a thing coming off your back.
Like a giant bum bag.
In theory, it should work. Because, that bag that we had on, it's not aero-optimised. It's not smooth. It's not like coming to a point or anything. So if you've got something that was good, like maybe you could really improve that more.
Well, you're saying this is all the sort of stuff that I feel like triathletes have already had a go at doing. Because whilst road cyclists might look at it and go, no, I'd actually prefer to not look like that.
Oh, well,
triathletes would go for it.
Well, actually, there is a sort of precedent for this in road cycling. So you went to Sella Italia recently.
I did.
And you were in the museum. I saw it in the video. I've been in there. One of the things they have is this.
That sounds interesting because it shows that people have already thought about this stuff like quite a number of years ago.
Yeah. Feels like it's a low-hanging fruit that in time trials and triathlon, people aren't doing, but getting a fairing on the back of the saddle is something that I think we'll probably start to see after people watch this video.
Immediately after watching it.
Yeah.
I tell you something else gravel riders love, and I'm hoping that you've tested this extensively. Flannel shirts, flapping around in the wind.
Fortunately, I had a flannel shirt with me. Now, gravel riders love flannel shirts.
Only
now,
check
if you're going to wear a flannel shirt, great, live your life. It's one of the freedoms that's afforded to you.
I knew you were going to say that, though.
Just be aware that in terms of aero, it blows everything out the water. So if Connor wears his favourite flannel shirt at Unbound, he's going to be 25 to 30 minutes slower, at least.
Presumably that's having it like flapping around in the wind a bit as well.
Or is it
that
it's always going to flap around, isn't it?
True, yeah.
But like then you're basically, you don't need to worry about bags or placement or any other aero at that point.
30 minutes more, he's going to have to start packing extra food into his handlebar bag.
So you're going to, 30 minutes more, he's going to be aiming to consume 150 to 200 grams of carbs an hour. He's looking at potentially 100 grams of extra carbs he has to eat. When you start looking at it like that, it's like it's a big strain on your gut. It gets difficult.
But as we mentioned at the start, though, body position is one of the most crucial things to get right.
Absolutely,
That's the biggest impact.
Like if you're wanting to go faster on gravel or in any form of cycling, number one thing to look for, body position.
You know, the second big thing we often say about tyres.
Yeah.
It's going to be crucial on Unbound. He's going to need some big chunky boys on there.
Yeah, he is. Josh, when he was here last week, was recommending just basically go as wide as possible.
Yeah, Connor was like, you sure the fattest tyres are the best? Josh was like, yeah, trust me, fat tyres.
Yeah.
Also, Josh was saying that even though many people are like, look, you don't need aero wheels for gravel because it's just pointless. You've got a big chunky tyre, it destroys aerodynamics. Turns out, Josh was like, well, yeah, it's maybe not as optimal as on a road bike, but having that deeper section carbon wheel not only acts as a fairing for the sort of leading edge of the tyre, helping the wind flow sort of taper off it, but also on the opposite side of the wheel, it acts as sort of allowing the wind flow to go around the massive tyre.
Yeah. I mean, something else that we've looked at in the past as well, and something that we have both recommended Connor does, is wear aero socks. Because you're probably looking at about an 8-minute saving over the course of Unbound if you wear aero socks. It's mental. Aero socks are just surprising how much of a game they are. It's ridiculous, especially when you've got massive tree trunks like Connor.
Aero socks for most people are going to be that long. Aero socks for Connor are going to be like that.
Yeah.
So he's got even more gains to play.
Yeah, but we'll see if he uses them.
I don't want to seem rude and question Connor's fashion sense, but I can already picture him now wearing aero socks and a flannel shirt. All right.
Well, we'll see.
Well, should we leave it there, shall we?
Yes. But I think we've always got to have balance.
Yes.
And while we're up for aero socks and we're up for tech and we're up for gains and all the things that can make you faster, it feels like there's always that one person that just takes things too far.
There's always that one person that takes things too far, isn't there? That is that's Joe Skipper, isn't it? Absolute boss triathlete, to be fair.
Of course he's a triathlete.
Yeah, also actually pretty good at cycling in general.
Yeah, he is, to be
It's
fair.
a no from me on that. I don't get it.
I'm willing to wager that any sort of aero benefit he thinks he's getting from his forearm bottles is instantly negated by his choice not to wear an aerodynamic helmet or a time trial helmet. But having his weekly shop down his jersey is probably faster. Like, again, this is one of the things Josh said. He said that pretty much on everyone they've ever tested this on, having something down your front,
like on the
closing
chest
up,
area.
closing up, giving yourself a belly, closing up the gap, the void, does make most people faster.
So you put your house in the big shop down there. Right. Just glad we cleared that up now.
Time now for hot tech, starting with, I can't believe I'm saying this, a carbon threaded bottom bracket.
Yeah, what the hell is this all about? People are going to be asking us. Well, it's from a company called Bridge Bike Works, and I've seen some sort of images and videos floating around on social media about this. Essentially, the company have gone, threaded bottom brackets, we love them, people think they're great now, so they have now decided to make it out of carbon fibre instead of like a metal insert, which absolutely blows my mind, if I'm honest. Not only does the tech blow my mind, which I think is really cool to see something new, it also ever so slightly fills me with fear.
Yeah.
What happens if you damage the threads, cross-thread it, over-tighten it?
I mean, maybe there's something new going on here and this works.
Maybe.
But there has been a tendency for the bike industry and certain people to just try and make everything out of carbon, even though its material properties don't necessarily lend itself to all applications. The one that stands out for me is years and years ago, I once got sent some carbon fibre tyre levers.
I've actually lost for words.
I mean, it ended as you would predict. Anyway,
well, I don't want to be downbeat about this because I do think the technology is cool. I just think it's a little bit out there. Maybe other brands will follow suit. Also, it's if you want all of the techie nerd details, it's also ceramic coated with Cerakote.
We'll be interested to see what happens. Yeah. I'm going to pay attention to that and see how people get on with that.
Fair play for doing it, though.
Yeah.
All right.
I remain open-minded. Also this week, we've seen that, do you know the A10 aero coach chainring?
Oh boy, I know it. You lent it to me.
I did, for your crit.
Thanks very much.
And it's the one on the time trial bike. So that's a 1x chainring designed for like super aero applications. They've got a 2x version.
So this is Aero Coach, is it?
Yes, it's coming very soon, but we saw them sneak peek it on social media and on their website as well.
Also, I want to point out it's definitely not oval. It's got a unique, I don't know, what shape would you call it? I don't know, but it's not oval.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's not quite round, but it's not quite oval. It's kind of like more round, but not quite round.
We've described that really well there, haven't we? We've done a great job.
You don't notice it when you're riding it.
No. Anyway, they look super slick, and they've still got that carbon backplate on the big chain.
Yeah, they do look so nice. And yeah.
All right. Next time in Hot Tech, rumour has it that AG2R are going to be using a new bike sponsor next year.
Yeah.
And we're going to see budget bikes in the World Tour? What do you think?
Yeah, so this is, the rumour is that next season, AG2R are not going to be riding BMC, who is their current bike partner sponsor, and are instead going to be riding Van Rysels, which is the bikes made by Decathlon. It's their in-house brand. So
it's their in-house premium brand, I gotta say.
It would be interesting to see, what sort of happens here, because, well, we've been, every time we've had anything, any exposure to sort of Decathlon's bikes, we've been really impressed with the value on offer and like the quality of them as well. So it'd be interesting to see, how they.
We've still got that Decathlon Tri-Band kicking around that Si bought for a budget build series. Every time we try and do a budget series, he gets the Decathlon out again. Yeah. He goes, well, you can't beat it for value. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, it would be cool. Yeah. More World Tour news as well, because Team Astana, it would appear, are switching up their wheels that they've got available to them. So over the last few years, I think, they've used Corima wheels, whereas now they're adding head wheels into the mix, it would seem.
So have they switched from Corima to just using head? Have they
no, 100% that's a no. At the moment, they're using wheels from two different suppliers. I was reading online that an article was suggesting that they approached Head to try and get some time trial wheels to optimise the time trial bike setup. And then it's kind of developed and evolved further that they now got them as a road wheel option as well. Easiest way to tell which wheels they're being used, the Corimas have still got white logos when they're spinning around, and the Head wheels have got blue logos. Easy. There's obviously far more in-depth technical differences between them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
Right, next. You promised me aero covers for discs. Brakes.
Disc brakes, yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I've got them.
I want them.
Yeah? Right.
I want to be faster.
More details. This is from a company called Revolver Wheels. I think it's incredible. Why would you not want to make your disc brakes more aero? Rim brake brigade are going to be like, just get rim brakes. Anyway.
Can't argue with that.
According to their website, they say it offers a saving between 0.5 and 2 watts per rotor cover, but they suggest the savings are greater from the front. It's made of carbon fibre. It's available 140 or 160mm rotors. It's essentially a lock ring combined in with a carbon, fairing cover that goes over the side disc rotor. Let me show you. I've got the page loaded. Ready? There. There you go.
I think you could make that.
You could make that. Do you know why you might want to consider making it? Because they're £80 each.
£80 each?
Yeah.
So that is, so for less than a watt, because it's less on the rear,
yeah,
you would spend £160
Yeah.
For less than a watt saved.
I'm going to put it up there with some of the products that are really small marginal gains, but yeah, maybe I probably won't be having them on my bike, but people that are into that would love it. Okay, right.
Make them.
Before Ollie loses his mind over that, finally in hot tech, Matthew van der Poel, it would appear, has got a Lamborghini for free. I don't know if that's the case, but anyway, it's got a deal with Lamborghini.
Fair one.
Looks incredible,
Fair
doesn't
one.
it?
If I won 2 monuments in a year, I'd probably
Yeah, why not?
blag a Lambo.
What does occur to me super quick, what other cars do you reckon some of the other riders have got? Wout van Aert, Pogacar, Pidcock, Remco. What sort of cars do you know?
Pidcock did have an M2 comp.
Oh, okay, good car.
Fair one.
Yeah.
Good one.
I don't have
Previous
Pogacar.
gen's better looking than the new one.
I don't have Pogacar down as a kind of car guy, do you?
No, is he?
I just don't. I might be completely wrong. Who knows? Anyway.
I'll tell you who is a car guy.
Yeah.
Bonin. Bonin wins at pro cyclist cars.
Yeah.
Because he's been rallying. I've spotted this on social. He's been rallying in a Lancia Delta Integrale.
No, that's pretty cool.
It's proper cool.
Anyway, right, that rounds up hot tech. We should also mention that the Giro is fast approaching, which is going to be available on GCN Plus, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, or check online, that we have worldwide rights for this, which is pretty impressive, I think. We also have a Giro Ultimate competition bundle to win.
Even New Zealand?
I think so.
Can't be true.
Check the website for territory restrictions in case there's a very slight chance I might have got it wrong, but worldwide rights.
Surely we're not broadcasting to New Zealand.
Apparently so.
I told them they could never broadcast to New Zealand. I told them it was forbidden. It was never broadcast to New Zealand.
What's wrong with New Zealand?
What's right with New Zealand?
I don't actually know. There's a competition as well. Ultimate Giro Bundle. Basically, if you subscribe and sign up to our newsletter, you can enter the competition, and there's loads of cool prizes to give. We'll put a link in the description down below. And if that sounds like your sort of thing, why not enter?
Yeah, that sounds great, Alex.
So many people are going to hate you. You're now never ever going to get entry in through customs into
Yes.
New Zealand. Yeah. And you probably offended Australians as well.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Right. More hot tech next week. It's now time for comments of the week, and because both Ollie and I are over 30, we will most certainly not be doing a rap. So, straight in, last week's show, we had Josh joining us, didn't we?
Yes, and Andrew McAllister commented, 45 minutes of Josh and Ollie. What about you?
Clearly I wasn't a part of this.
I'm in bike nerd heaven. Thanks, Josh, for appearing on the show and for being a sponsor.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
Captain Darling says, awesome, absolutely love this. Josh and Silka is brilliant. Please, more regular Geek Out sessions. That is something we're going to try and take on board.
Yeah, if you've not seen last week's show, definitely go check it out, because there's loads of really useful information in there.
Loads.
About just how to improve your bike setup.
Even Isaac, that edits the show, was like, that was really interesting.
Yeah. Cat Flam.
Yeah, says, love the composure on which Axel, presumably me, endures recurring jokes about his first name. Also, please be careful, don't hurt yourself with those razor spoke wheels. Yeah. I will be careful. Yeah, don't worry about it. And I love the jokes.
Yes. And then we've got some comments under the London Bike Show Hot Tech video.
Yes.
Because we went to London Bike Show on Friday. Dean Harrelson says, I wonder if he's a relative of Woody. And apparently Matthew McConaughey. These types of videos are some of my favourites on GCN. I love seeing custom bikes and custom paint jobs, and I agree, some are absolute works of art. There were some outrageously painted bikes there who are phenomenal. So good.
Yeah, look, I haven't actually seen the whole video yet, but Frank says, good reviews, skilled filming, good job done, picking out all those amazing paint jobs. Favourite thing was seeing Ollie walk past us as we waited outside in the light rain, overcast conditions for the doors to open at the show. We were desperate for a coffee, and it has to be said, Ollie looked like he was in need of a coffee too.
I'd got up at 5 a.m. to come over from Bath to get there, so I was feeling pretty tired, so yeah, you're right.
You deserve a coffee.
Yeah.
Mitchell says, something about Ollie saying, streets want blood, doesn't sit right. That feels really out of context. I don't know what that's all about.
There's some graffiti on one of the bikes.
Oh.
It was really cool and done by a graffiti artist, and I'm not very street. So.
Are you not?
No.
Oh, I thought you were kind of cool. Also, underneath my Pinarello F9, sort of a bit of a show of my new bike, to be honest, We've got a couple of good comments. The rim and disc brake gang were out in full force having arguments about
One of my
stuff.
favourite gangs.
Yeah.
Do they want blood on the streets?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Erland says, of course it's extra weight, but if you put your... Oh, sorry, I missed one out. Extra cash left in your wallet, that's aero and more weight. What are you thinking, Alex? But someone else says, of course it's extra weight, but if you put that big fat wallet in your back pocket, it's going to be a small aero hump. It's going to make you go faster.
It could do, yeah.
Yeah. Then final comment, actually. Rick F. Quite a bold statement, I feel, from Rick. I could easily afford a new Dogma, but currently prefer to make up deficiencies with training. Fair enough. Yeah, fair play. If you can easily afford one, lucky you. Yeah. And I just can't. I can't get any fitter. I can't get any fitter, so I've got to take the advantages when I can. Keep commenting underneath our videos, and we'll pick them out in next week's show.
Yeah. Right, time now for the bike vault. Let's go straight into it.
Yeah, you
Favourite part of the show. You submit pictures of your bikes in the GCN app into the bike vault. You can vote on all the bikes featured, but we judge them in the show. And if they're super nice, we ring the bell, and we make the rules. They're either nice or super nice. Right, what's first?
See this smug face?
So this is the bike that was the most super nice in the app. Let's just be clear, in the app.
The most
which isn't the
important
casting vote.
The most important part.
That's just the viewers.
Anyway,
in the app.
Anyway, it was my bike.
Not in the show, right?
Yeah.
Whose was it?
It was my bike.
I don't know. Oh, it's yours. It's your new Pinarello, isn't it?
Go on.
Oh.
Hit it with your worst. Go for it.
Right.
Be true and fair.
Action camera. Looks ridiculous.
On the front filming.
Also, jaunty angle.
Yeah.
Jaunty angle.
Okay.
It's not going in. It's not going in. Jaunty angle. It's only a slight jaunty angle, but it's enough. Also, you've managed to crop out the edges of the tyres.
I think that, yeah.
And that post in the background, rubbish.
Yeah, why was a spur of the moment?
Where was your shadow stand?
Spur of the moment.
Where was your shadow stand? Not good enough.
Yeah. Should I put you down as a nice?
Not good enough. It's a nice.
Okay, first time this week.
You're supposed to lead by example.
Yeah, I am.
What are you thinking?
First, I don't have the username to hand, so we'll just go straight in with a picture. We'll have it on screen. But anyway, it's a...
I'm disappointed. I expect more.
All right. Just let it go.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, all right. Sorry.
What's next?
It's this. It's a lightweight bike. How do you say this? Ergsalt? Ergstalt? I'm useless at saying.
Ergestalt.
Yeah, there you go. You're better. What do you make of it anyway? It's got some fancy parts on it.
It's full of light. It's lightweight to the max. Everything bling. But jaunty angle, weird background.
Yeah, not in Biggie Smalls.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tortoise 11 is asking for a gold chain bonus on his Lab 71 Super 6 Evo Cannondale.
Oh, fancy one.
Look at that. And the gold pulley wheel.
Oh, we can go for that. Yeah, there you go.
That is very smart, isn't it? I like the gold bit on his bar tape as well.
There's a lot of gold going on here.
Got his nice Pirelli TLR tyres on there.
Yeah. I think the bike's nice. It's a shame that it's lent up, potentially either by the pedal or the rear axle. But who am I to judge on how you lean your bike up?
I think it's got the little saddlebag on the back, but I think we can go super nice on that one.
Yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Letting that one slide. Next up is from Tom Schwartz with Schwartz with a Carl Strong Custom. Not that I can sound familiar with that. I like the bike though.
Oh, super nice. I like the way the stem matches.
Look at that. Rate that. Yeah, super nice.
That is a good one,
all day long. Who's next? Rob 2165 with a giant TCR 1.
The 2165th Rob on the GCN app.
Yeah. Who hasn't put it in Biggie Smalls, has put the cranks at the incorrect angle, has got the valves lined up, but hasn't got his tyre logo lined up.
And wins the award for quite possibly world's crappiest background in a bike vault.
That's so hard.
It's completely true though. Come on. That is a really nice bike. That is a really nice bike.
Yeah.
What is that background?
I know, yeah.
And what is with the weird collection of like pottery animals in the window?
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't sure on
It's
that.
like they've been frozen by a witch. They were real live animals in his garden, but there's a witch and she's frozen them like Narnia.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
AB Coppard next. Oh, I haven't voted on that. That's a nice, presumably.
nice, yeah.
AB
Could have been a
Coppard.
super nice. Could
Yeah.
have been. AB Coppard, what's going on here?
Envy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this melee or melee?
Melee.
Okay, glad we cleared that up.
French word.
I like this. This looks nice.
That is that's good, isn't it?
That is super nice all day long. Thanks very much.
Needs to. Well, just hang on.
All right.
It is a super nice, but only it just. He better trim his lawn.
Yeah.
His borders need trimming.
Yeah.
He needs a bit of Ron Seal on that fence.
Yeah, that's
But other
very
than
true.
that, super nice.
All right. I think that's our last one for this week,
Is it?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Tom.
Good show. I loved it. I'm sorry to have angered you at the end of that. We had fun up until that point. Hope everyone else at home enjoyed it. I'm going to put a bike vault bell away for another week. And, well, same time next week, shall we?
Alex is going to try harder. I'm sorry about that.
I'll see you later.